Okay. What's up, everybody? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Too near me not to hear me. A little far away. Let's see where we at. Hmm. Hmm. So what's up, everybody? It's Friday night, huh? Friday night. What's cracking? Who we got up in here? I know the wifey, one of them. Who the other one? Against the grain. Wag Deuce. What's cracking, my brother, man? How you been? How you doing? Shit. Man, you know what I'm saying? Been going through it, man. Had to, you know what I'm saying, moving. We just came from, you know what I'm saying, signing the paperwork, so I got a place. But we got to be up out of here by the end of the month. And it was coming down to the wire of not, you know what I'm saying, we've been searching, man. We've been all over the place searching, you know what I'm saying, finally found some place. But we downsized it a little bit, you know what I'm saying? The daughter, you know what I'm saying, she got her own place and she doing her own thing. So, you know what I'm saying, we downsizing one bedroom and it's still, you know what I'm saying, it's like we still paying the same amount. But hey, no complaints, no complaints, man. You know what I'm saying? Life is about to get good. I don't know how, I don't know why, you know what I'm saying, but it's coming. And your boy gonna be right here to receive it. Man, yeah. What's up with you though, dog? Oh damn, you moving again? Shit, right now I'm on college, right next to this damn, right across right across the street from the 7-Eleven, right on Streamview. It's, you know what I'm saying, I don't like it over here. We've been having problems with the management since we first moved in. It's just been all bad, but that's okay. Everything happens for a reason. Small things to a giant. So anyway, now, you know what I'm saying, we got this place. So now, you know what I'm saying, it's like, okay, we get out of here, you know what I'm saying, we gotta go over there, start all over. And it's less space, less footage, you know what I'm saying, and but we gonna make do, you know what I'm saying, because you know what I'm saying, that's what we do. But nah, the place we have, you know what I'm saying, it's cool, you know what I'm saying, but it's like I'm in the edge of Skyline, on the edge, right on the edge of Skyline and Lincoln and National City, you know. But shit, I'm cool wherever I'm at, you know what I mean? I ain't tripping on none of that, you know what I mean, or nobody else. But, I'm just trying to, you know what I'm saying, have a place that's straight and, you know what I'm saying, I know my family is straight, but at the same time, we trying to, trying to have some place where we can grow some vegetables, man. The food is killing everybody out here. I'm cool, cuz making my way to GRT this way. Surgery, then losing weight, so I'm good, man. Yeah, you gotta stay on that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? You know how it goes, man. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker praying for you, but it's we got to do our part. Just do your part, you know what I'm saying? And trust and believe he gonna take care of the rest. That's what I do, you know what I'm saying? And I be going through it sometimes. Damn, that's loud. Thank you. So you know what I'm saying, you just gotta keep pushing, dog, you know what I'm saying? You got people out here rooting for you, man. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get you back healthy, get you back down here, you know what I'm saying? Come visit or something. Uh, um, but yeah, man, just been going through with that, and now it's like a big ass weight off my shoulders because we got a place now. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know what I'm saying? I got like 2 weeks, you know what I'm saying, to get everything out of this place into that place, and then to get this place cleaned up so they give me my damn money back. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? I'm in there like swimwear, and you know what I'm saying? It took a lot to get to this point because we've been, you know what I'm saying, me, the wife, and mother in law, you know what I'm saying, we've been, you know what I'm saying, all over the place searching, you know what I'm saying, But you know what I'm saying, we finally found a place. It doesn't have everything we want, but it has everything we need. You looking healthy and glad, y'all. Man, hey, you know what I'm saying, your boy, you know what I'm saying, man, look, I'm down to like 250 now. you know. I've been, you know what I'm saying, the wife, you know what I'm saying, I eat basically mostly all fruit. I cut out. I'm trying to cut out meat. I still, you know what I'm saying. I've eaten every blue moon, but you know what I'm saying. I haven't been eating nothing but turkey and fish and fruits and vegetables, mostly fruits. Man, look, I feel better. You know what I'm saying. I can breathe. You know what I'm saying. I'm losing weight, and you know what I'm saying. It's working, you know what I'm saying? It's just working for me. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to cut away all this processed food, and it's so hard because it's not a lot of options. It's not a lot of options for the healthy food, and then plus the healthy food costs more. Man, hey, look, no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I like chips, something salty and crisp, crunchy. So you know what I'm saying? I used to get the Pringles, right? And so they got these healthier Pringles, you know what I'm saying, without all the bad shit in it. And the motherfucker is $4.50 a can for one can of Pringles. You go to Walmart and they got, you know what I'm saying, real Pringles for $1.29. Oh man, they trying to kill me. But everywhere you turn is poison, man. You know what I'm saying? Even the healthy food, they coating it with four different kinds of poison, shit you can't wash off. And Ralph, what's up, man? I see you. Whack Goose, hope all is well, brother. Yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? The poisons in the food, it's up to you, you know what I'm saying? Cause I got friends that I work with. One of the guys I work with, he always, brings in donuts and food, drinks, stuff for the guys. And it's like, nah, man, I don't mess with. I try and avoid. I don't eat nothing until 10 in the morning. So you know what I'm saying. I'm up before you know what I'm saying. Before the sun comes up. And you know what I'm saying. It works for me. I don't know about nobody else, but it works for me. And you know what I'm saying. I don't eat. I eat a smoothie. Well, I drink a smoothie at around 10:30 in the morning. That's my, you know what I'm saying, that's my breakfast. And then later on in the day, like, you know what I'm saying, maybe 12 or 1, then I got a sandwich, or, you know what I'm saying, I got some of the healthy Pringles chips. I got other snacks. I got, you know what I'm saying, a banana. I got mangoes. I eat a grapefruit every day. You know what I'm saying? I got my little fruit, you know what I'm saying, regimen, and it's been working. I feel better. Good to see the two OGs in here. Yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? Wax surprised me, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad he caught me, you know what I'm saying? Cause I ain't been, you know what I'm saying, popping on every Friday. I've been having a lot going on, you know what I'm saying? We're trying to find a place, and you know what I'm saying, life has been lifing. But no complaints, you know what I'm saying? Hey, life is good, you know what I'm saying? I'm Grandpa Joey, man, you know what I'm saying? Best part of my day is when the grandbaby's here. And she was here yesterday. She's not here today. But you know what I'm saying? She's growing. She's so smart. She is the most beautiful baby in the world. I'm a little biased, but yeah. Yeah, no, everything, you know what I'm saying? Hey, life keeps life, and no complaints. I don't have everything I need, but I still have I have everything I need. I just don't have everything I want. So yeah, what's up with everybody? What's going on? It's Friday night. I know somebody got something going on. Everybody going out partying. That's the thing, man. I don't know. I don't like being around, you know what I'm saying, the alcohol and when people get to having a little too much. I don't know, because you know what I'm saying, when people get to drunk, they don't really realize all the stuff that they might be doing. And you know what I'm saying, I try and avoid it because, you know what I'm saying, I don't like people stepping on my toes. Nah, but you know what I'm saying, I was just hearing about all the stuff they got going on, you know what I'm saying? Like tonight I think at what is it? Petco Park, they got the pink the pink concert. Yeah, the cancer cure for cancer pink concert at Petco Park. So downtown is going to be ridiculous. The gas lamp is going to be, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be pink out the game. But you know what I'm saying, it's all good. Fuck cancer. I'm on the fuck cancer team. Man, you know what I'm saying? It's been so much of a struggle finding a place and you know what I'm saying, jumping through all these hoops to get approved and finally we got all that done. It's a big old weight, you know what I'm saying, off my shoulders and you know what I'm saying, it's a good thing because I'm tired. But now, you know what I'm saying, now is the work because you know what I'm saying, I gotta move everything. Not complaining, not complaining. It ain't that bad. And I'm gonna make it do what it do. But yeah, you know what I'm saying, not looking forward to it. This weekend ain't gonna be fun. But I'm gonna knock some stuff down. I'm gonna get a bunch of it done. What up, Snow? Too old and tired to go out and party anymore. That's the thing. It's just not fun for me to just do some of the stuff I used to do, hanging out and doing all that. Now I'd rather be hanging out with my grandbaby or man, I like nature. I like getting out away from. I don't like. I think San Diego is overcrowded. It's too many people. It wasn't like this growing up. San Diego. Every time I drive by someplace, I'm like, damn, that wasn't there before. That was an empty field. Oh, that was this. That was that. Oh, look, now it's some apartments right there. Oh, look, now it's a business. Oh, look, now it's some more apartments right there. It's a trip, because you know what I'm saying. I was looking at places. I looked at one house that was literally one block down from the house that I grew up in as a kid in the hood. And it was a trip. I was like, yeah, thinking about, what I'm saying, being back on the block. But nah, you know what I'm saying, if I ever had it the way, you know what I'm saying, money anyway, you know what I'm saying, I buy me a piece of my neighborhood, just to that's my piece. This is my piece. I know what piece I want too. I ain't gonna say nothing else. You know what I'm saying? I said something before, but I ain't gonna say nothing no more because you know what I'm saying. If I ever get it, you know what I mean. You don't know about it. Yeah, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. Because I want to be on 41st and C Street. But yeah, that's just you know what I'm saying nostalgia. You know what I'm saying. But I like being on at a place where I feel comfortable. I left San Francisco after 51 years and went to Montana. Best move I ever made. Talk about fishing. You would be a fishing fool up here. I haven't. I don't think I've been to Montana. I've been to Wyoming and I got an uncle in South Dakota. So I've been out there to visit him like 3 times. And you know what I'm saying, the countryside out there is nice. The first time I went, it was my whole vacation. I think I had like 3 weeks, and I went out there to help, because he needed certain things done on his place. You know what I'm saying? A couple trees cut down, needed the house and the barn painted, needed, you know what I'm saying, a new well pump put in and some other stuff, you know. Me and the wife got everything done like, you know what I'm saying, 3 days 2 days early. And then we left. And then the wife arranged the finances so we had enough, you know what I'm saying, to make it and uh, uh, go through Yellowstone. We went through Yellowstone National Park. Man, that was the best fishing ever. It was ridiculous. The water was so clear. But you know what I'm saying, I was cheating. But I didn't know, and that was my story, and I was gonna stick to it. But I was out there, and I swear, the first cast, you know what I'm saying, I threw the pole, and I pull it back. I get, you know what I'm saying, a couple turns in, and wham! You know what I'm saying, reel them in. You know what I'm saying? Now there's guys upriver from me, and they got waders on there in the water, and they're fly fishing. I don't have a fly fishing pole, and I wasn't going to pay the $140 for a fly fishing pole at the at the souvenir shop. Nah, you know what I mean. I don't think so. But I bought some flies, and you know what I'm saying. I put the flies on, and the flies weren't working. So I tried something else. I tried a spoon with, you know what I'm saying, a little red on tails, a rooster tail. And I chunked that thing out there, and then I started pulling back. First, caught a fish. Now, the guy that was fly fishing upriver from me, he starts moving closer. And then I take the fish off real quick and let it go. And then I throw it out. And then the second cast, I catch another fish. So I pull him in and I take him off the hook and then I let him go. And then the third cast, I catch another fish. Three in a row. Now I know it's not that I'm just a really good fisherman, which, you know what I'm saying, I already know that's what it is. But, you know what I'm saying, I'm using illegal tackle and a fishing pole that's not, you know what I'm saying, allowed up there. So the guy that was in the waiters, he done worked his way down. He's like, hey, I'm saying, you're not supposed to be over here with that spinning reel and rod. If they catch you, you get in trouble. I'm like, really? I didn't know that. Thanks for telling me, buddy. So I go on up the hill, and the road is right there. I get in the truck, drive down the road about, you know what I'm saying, a good, you know what I'm saying, mile or two, pull over at a different spot. Man, you know what I'm saying? That was the best fishing ever. You know what I mean? The water was so clear. The fish were, you know what I'm saying? They weren't giants. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they stock them but they were small trout. And, you know what I'm saying? There was a lot of them. I was hitting, but, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I had tackle and gear that was illegal. And, I ain't got a problem with it. Because I had a blast and I didn't have much time. I wasn't going to be there long. And I was just passing through. And I didn't, you know what I'm saying, kill none of the fish. So I set them on about they what. But no, it was I would love to be out in the country somewhere. Give me a home where the buffalo roam. I've been in the city all my life, and I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I got a few trips out into the to the wide blue yonders. But it's some beautiful country, and I only seen this much of it. Because I spent most of my life in the cage, and I still, you know what I'm saying, I'm in and out of up and down California, but in one cage to another cage to another cage. I've been all over California. I've been to Jamestown. I've been to Chino. I've been to Chuckawalla. I've been to Lancaster. I've been to Corcoran. I've been to what CRC, San Luis Obispo. I've been to Soledad. I've been to Donovan. I've been what was the other Centinela. You know, I did most of my time in southern prisons. But you know what I'm saying? That's the thing, all the stuff that I went through in there, it's the same as dealing with stuff out here, except without the violence. You just can't hit nobody. Well, they tell me I can't hit nobody. Hello, sir. Like done. Hello to everyone. We got people. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tapping in. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. You know what I'm saying? If you haven't subscribed already, you know what I'm saying, go and get that thumbs up. There's a couple, you know what I'm saying? Can I get a thumbs up for somebody? I only got one all night. Come on now. The wife, I know she gave me that only thumbs up. Ain't that right, babe? Nah, but you know what I'm saying, I've been making it happen, and I feel, you know what I'm saying, life is just is getting better. Life has ups and downs. Done already connected to your channel before. Thank you, appreciate it. No, you know what I'm saying, life has been lifing, you know, and not looking forward to all the work but thankful that I got a place. Thankful that, you know what I'm saying, family has a nest, and we will be secure. I've done my part, and now I can rest. No, ain't no rest for the weary. Nah, no complaints, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been I need to get to work on the lowrider. Is just sitting there, and now I got to get it towed. I drove it here. Now, you know what I'm saying? It's been sitting up so long and I haven't done anything with it. I think I'm going to just get it towed over to the new place and, yeah, park it right there. Because it's too much to deal with right now. It's not registered, so I can't put it on the streets legally. So don't want no problems. So what we got up for the night? Friday night, people. Friday night. Ugh. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Something. So okay, somebody gave me a thumbs up. Thank you, appreciate it. So anyway, you know what I'm saying, it's been a little busy, a little rough, a little crazy, but now, you know what I'm saying, things are going to get better because secured and everything is situated. So now, got to get back to grinding, got to get back to doing my weekly videos, and I know I've been lagging, but I'm back on, and I got to get back to work and got to get to moving. Man, look, where I look, I see boxes and boxes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's that time. It's that time. So, Whack, you still up in the house? Whack, you still here? If not, I tap in with your boy later on, man. Holla at your boy. Man, look, it's been. I gotta get out, and do something. I've been sitting around at home, and that's it. That's all. And, work and home, work and home, work and home, work and home. I need me a little relaxation time. One of these days, I'm gonna get away. I'm gonna go somewhere. I'm gonna do something. I don't know when. I don't know how, but I'm gonna do something. I need to sneak away and just go fishing early in the morning. Now that's a good idea right there. But we'll see. Too much work. That's it. Work, 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 work. Is that what life is all about? Work, work, work. Seems like it sometimes. There are goods, there are bads, but there's more work and work and work and work. But no complaints, you know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there ranting, just on one. So anybody got anything for me tonight? Questions, ideas, thoughts? You want to hear a story or something? What you got? Who we got? Who's left? Anybody? Anybody? Going once? Anybody going twice? Anybody? All right. Hey, it's been a night. SW, you tell a story. Tell. I grew up in SoCal 27 years, then 27 years in Vegas. I now live in Truth or Consequence, New Mexico. 6,000 people, tourist town for hot springs. Man, now that sounds nice. 6,000 people? Man, I'd love that right about now because I swear it's too many people. It's traffic. It's traffic all the time in certain places now. It's just like, really? And where I just moved is, farther from my job and more traffic. So, not looking forward to that. But, like I said, no complaints. So somebody said story. Somebody said story. I got a million of them. I don't know which one I got to shake my head and come up with something. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Uh, okay, somebody's going to have to answer one question to get the story. Two stoplights before 700s. Rent for a two-bedroom house. Fence yard. Yeah, that was a long time ago. Man, look, that was the rent when I was selling drugs. When I was selling dope, I remember, I was paying less than 600 for rent on like a one bedroom apartment. And that was I knew that because I had to get the money orders to give to the crackhead to pay for it because he signed for it and got it in his name. They just wanted the money. They didn't care as long as you got that money orders. So I, had to put the place in his name and gave him a little product. He was a happy camper. One of my best customers. He used to always tell me how that was his apartment. Yeah, nah. Um, so I need some help. Talk about the funniest thing you saw in prison. Tell some funny stories if you have it. Okay, okay. There's one because this one was crazy in a lot of different ways because there was a lot of extenuating shit that went on. So there was this dude, and he got out of prison and went to a halfway house. So he was out there at the halfway house and he messed up, but he knew he was coming back. So what he did was he got him some party favors, and he packed his keister, and then he came back. So then when he hits the yard, he's hanging out with the homies, and they're smoking up his sack. And he's at our table. You're not allowed to come to our table if you're outsider. So when I see the dude at the table, I'm like, man, who is this dude at the table? And the homie's like, he lets me know what's going on. And like gives me a sign like don't say nothing right now. Just watch. He's like, oh yeah, look, that's the big homie, fire up something with the homie. So this fool, this fool got a little sack of weed, so he's like, here, roll this up. So, yeah, all right. So he gives me the weed and I roll it up and I light it and I smoke and I smoke half the joint before I pass it to him. And then by the time I pass, it's damn near, you know what I'm saying, it's halfway gone. So he hits it and then he passes it and it don't come back to him because the homies is sucking his shit up. So, okay, I'm not going to say nothing. And then this dude, you know what I'm saying, yeah, man, on the streets, all I hang around with is Crips. All I hang around with is Crips. So now he's hanging around with the Crips in prison. All right, you know what I'm saying, So I see what's going on. So I go on about my business. I got other things I need to handle, and I take off. And then, you know what I'm saying, a little while later, the homie, my little homie, Baby Low hits the yard. He just got here. So he hits the yard and he comes out, oh man, you know what I'm saying? So everybody's hollering at him. And he finds out about the dude that got the weed. So he's like, oh hell no. You know what I'm saying? He's like, man, look. So he just got here today, just got to this yard, went and told the other homie to give him a knife, came back, went to the dude that had the weed, pulled a knife on him and told him if he don't give him the weed right now, he's gonna cut his throat. The dude was scared, but he had the drugs inside of it. So the homie had him walk over to the bathroom and use the bathroom on the yard and clean it off and give it to him. And he just robbed him right there. And that was the funniest thing I saw until the next part because the dude that was, that got his got robbed, he left and he had a family member and his family member was a San Diego blood. So he went running to him. Man, they took my weed. So they told them, and it was like, yeah, man, they owe me money. They told me they was gonna pay me. They was buying from me, and they still gotta pay me, right? It's like, yeah, we'll help you collect if you give us. So they see what's going on. They just want to cut. They want whatever they can get, and that's the way it goes in prison. So these guys come and they come down. Hey, Snow, we need to holler at you, man. Or boys say, you know what I'm saying, your people owe him the money that they said when they bought from him. And I'm like, well, hold on, you know what I'm saying? If you talking about the shit the homie just took, he was like, nah. He took that. That's gone. He took that. That's his. We talking about the people who bought from him and told him they was gonna pay him. And I'm like, who? Who told you? So and so and so and so. He told me a couple names. So I'm like, hold on, let me go. So I go over and holler at the homie. So I'm like, hey, cuz, you know what I'm saying? You told this fool you gonna pay him? Man, we told him we was gonna pay him on Crip Credit. We told him we was gonna pay him on Crip Credit. If anybody knows anything about Crip Credit means you ain't getting paid. So anyway, they told him they was gonna pay him on Crip Credit. And when I come back and I told the Don Moves, I'm like, you know what I'm saying, hey man, you know what I'm saying, look, they told you they was gonna pay you. How did they tell you they was gonna pay you? Man, they told me they was gonna pay me on Crip Credit. And then the Don Moves looked at me and it's like, man, sorry, Snow. Man, we apologize, man. Get the fuck out of here. So now he don't have nobody. So I'm like, look, man, y'all done with him? And he's like, the Damus, you know what I'm saying? They tell me they done with him. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right. So I go get at the little homies, like, man, get this dude off the yard. But the dude didn't want to leave the yard. So the homie, you know what I'm saying, was walking after him, but he's going like he's going to go to the program office and tell or whatever. So we don't know what he's going to do, but the homie's coming after him and he's walking away like he's trying to get away. So as he's trying to get away, one of the other homies is coming walking down the walkway as this dude is watching this dude and not watching behind. And the homie swings with everything on the prison yard, swings at the dude and misses, then tackles him. And they're on the ground, rolling around on the ground by the handball court near the fence. Now, if they were on the fence, because there's a roadway, because there's a little roadway. and then there's little grass, and then there's the chain link fence. On the other side of that chain link fence is the electrified fence, and on the other side of the electrified fence is another chain link fence. So you know what I'm saying? They're like right there, but the police don't see nothing. Nobody sees nothing. The two dudes get up off the ground, and one goes this way and one goes this way. Now this dude goes all the way over to the program office, and now he's just standing in front of the police's office, like, you know what I'm saying, what should I do? What should I do? And it's like, man, look, you know what I'm saying, so he's scared. He don't know what to do. He's, you know what I'm saying. So I go, you know what I'm saying, I come around and he sees me because he knows who I am. And he, you know what I'm saying, he's nervous. And I'm like, look, man, just go in the office, man. Tell him you don't want to be here no more. That's it, man. And I go on about my business because I don't care what you do. You tell them whatever you want to tell them. You know what I'm saying? You done lost your sack. Your family don't want you, you know what I'm saying, because you ain't got nothing, you know what I'm saying? You done gave everything away. Get up out of here. But, and that was the funniest thing I've ever seen in prison, because that was crazy. The dude, it was all on bad decisions. Bringing drugs into a prison. And you know what I'm saying, and then telling everybody your business, and then giving away what you had, because I don't care, you know what I'm saying, if he had it inside of him, if that was if that was me and somebody knows that I have drugs or whatever, and they tell me, "Oh, do you want that?" and you pull a knife on me, I'm diving on you. I don't have time to wait to think to look around. I'm diving on you, and I'm gonna try and take that knife from you and do something to you. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not the same, and I understand that, and everybody's not built the same. But you know what I'm saying? There's some things, if you don't stand up for yourself, who else is gonna stand up for you? If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Because if you ain't gonna stand up for yourself, why should anybody else stand up for you? But that's the thing, when people see that you'll stand up for yourself, then maybe you'll stand up for them. So, you know what I'm saying, I don't know, you know what I'm saying, I'm glad I don't never have to be in those situations again. I spent over 20 years in the California prison system, and it is it is it's a thing, you know what I'm saying. When I was growing up, I didn't see people go away to college and then come back. I seen people go away to the pen and then come back to big homie, and that's the way it was in my neighborhood. It's not sad because we had a good, you know what I'm saying, my community, we had, you know what I'm saying, we had a lot of good times. It was rough, but we had a lot of good times. There's so much stuff I remember that now I don't even see how we did. There was so much stuff that went on, like community block parties. We used to have block parties where they would block the street off with like a car on two sides, and then the whole the streets, everything. You know what I'm saying? Just everybody out there partying. I'm talking about the whole neighborhood, and it used to be cracking. But that was when everybody knew everybody, and you know what I'm saying. You leave your door open all night, and just had a screen door. You know what I'm saying. Closed. And and that's crazy because I remember when I got out of prison, the first time I got out of prison, I went back to my mom's house, and then me and my dad, you know what I'm saying, we don't get along. So, I come home, and it was late night, you know what I'm saying, I was out ripping and running. So I come home, you know what I'm saying, and I come walking up on the porch, and I look, and I see my dad sleep on the couch in front of the house. Yeah, we got a couch in front of the house. We got two big old weeping willow trees. It's like, you know what I mean? We got, yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Pops is right there, you know what I'm saying, on the porch like 2 in the morning, sleep. So I kick the couch. Man, Pop pulls out and draws down on me. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. He's like, man, don't be messing with me when I'm sleeping. I'm like, man, take your ass in the house, man. He's like, hell no, it's too hot in there. And went back to sleep on the couch in the front yard. That was a community. Pops was nosy too. He knew everybody's business. He was like the neighborhood gossip. He didn't have nothing else to talk about. Most of the people didn't talk to him. That was my neighborhood. I don't know. It's not like that no more. You know. So yeah, it's been a long, long couple weeks. Now the weight's off the shoulders, and now you know what I'm saying, it's time to get to work. But life, that's what it is. Work, work, work. You got if you want something, you gotta make it happen. You can't expect nobody, you know what I'm saying, to do it for you. If you want it, you gotta go get it. And I think I done got enough tonight. Cause now I gotta go back to packing. Hey, so if you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe, hit the like, hit the share. I got a whole bunch of other videos. I try and put out a video every week. Try and go live every Friday night at 9. So stay tuned. See you next week. And calling this one close. See y'all next time. Thanks for stopping by.